Hello and welcome back to Let's Play the Waylanders with me, BringItDon. Take a quick peek around, make sure there's no loot tucked in any of these corners. Don't see anything. Well, she wasn't lying about the gold. They do have a lot of it. The undermarket. My pathing seems pretty solid.
First off, you should absolutely be dead. Our talk saved you. It absorbed the brunt of Tuatha's attack. But now I can't see your past or your future. Honestly, it's given me such a headache.
Have no past.
No, you still have one. You seem to still remember who you are. You seem to have memories. That means it happened. It's not even like it was erased. It's like you never existed.
I have no future.
It means you have the most exciting future. Most of us are bound, at least partially, by fate. You have no fate. Your future is entirely yours to control.
What about the present?
The present seems to be normal. When I use my sight, I can see you recovering on my bed. I can see you here, now. But I don't know what you're about to do next. I can't picture you eating the soup Barath is about to bring you. There's just nothing.
Is there someone else there instead?
No. You haven't been replaced in your own story. The strange thing is, there isn't even a void there. You're conspicuously missing. You used to be there, I think. I'm not sure.
Has this happened to you before?
Not exactly, no. Not that I can recall. I've been wrong before. When something or someone powerful managed to alter the timeline. I did not see King Ith or Talacin's deaths. Neither was meant to happen. But when you're dealing with gods, expect the unexpected, I suppose.
Okay, no more questions.
We need to speak to Amergin. That's more within his domain as a druid.
Old family recipe. I hope you like turnip greens. How are you feeling?
I've been better.
Ha! I'm sure. It isn't every day you wake up after a month of sleep brought on by an attack from the three most powerful beings in existence. Take it slow and eat something. So, what's the plan?
It's time to pay our old buddy Amergin a visit.
Oh, I knew that was coming, but I didn't want to say it.
Some things are inescapable, my dear.
No, I think I'll pass. I know I can't control my destiny, but I can at least avoid my past.
Unless your destiny takes you to your past. Why doesn't Bareth like Amergin? So I saw that I could speak to my companions on the island, and I should had. I kept meaning to do it, but then I also kept forgetting, because it kept just throwing me into fight after fight. We'll talk to her real fast. Why doesn't Bareth like Amergin?
Amergin reminds him of events that aren't mine to discuss. It's not Amergin specifically. It's druids, in general. I've probably said too much. But I wouldn't recommend asking Barath either. Some stories are best told at the discretion of the storyteller, as opposed to on command.
Do you want some soup?
Oh, you are so kind, you sweet thing. No, I'm fine. I haven't seen Barath help someone like this in a long time, though. Oh, he is a fine cook.
What do we need Amergin to do?
I need him to examine you, feel your energy. He's been distracted since the events of the last month. Understandably so. We've all been. But he doesn't know you're awake. He's not yet aware of what you've possibly become.
Alright, to the Undermarket.
The Mourian Otherworld. Home. Our dark home. I tend to spend very little time here, unless I'm in my own quarters. When you can see reality side by side, there's something comforting in expecting a sunset and a sunrise. No two look exactly the same. There's always a glimmer of a colour, a flash of light, the presence of a single wisp of a cloud to keep you grounded in the present moment. Down here, nothing changes. Well, not for the Mourians, anyway. The fomorians eat each other sometimes. Keeps things interesting.
I think I should go talk to Barath. Travelling with you would be good for him. Hopefully I can help him see that. If I can convince Barath, I'll tell him to meet you in the fomorian underworld, on the other side of the Gate of Exile. In the meantime, you should have a look around. Maybe give the Golden Market a visit.
She said this is their dark, dark home. It looks extremely well lit to me. Alright, let's get some flavor text, or dialogue. You're being awfully flippant about this. He was immortal. He was always going to die on her. It just happened a little sooner than expected. Now, I'm absolutely certain it's never happened. Mourians don't fight with humans. That's completely incorrect. Are you sure they were humans? Maybe they were something else. I need you two to stop talking before you embarrass me further. It's a pretty sizable area. So we have the Golden Palace, Gate of Exile, Fort Medu, and a few merchants. We'll swing back this way first, towards the armor and the blacksmith. I think it's the best choice for us as a family. You can't be serious. You want us to live with you and that little human girl. She's not a little girl, she's a grown woman, and your stepmother. What's wrong with this new king then? Well, he hates Mourians for one thing. Oh. And druids, and Egyptians, pretty much anyone who isn't like him, really. Are they referring to Lugade? It's really quite easy. Everything's organized by flavor. Why would anyone organize their wares by flavor? Makes perfect sense to me. You know that cafe down near the palace? I do. I hear they've been trying to get Bear's stew recipe out of him for centuries. Any luck? Obviously not. I just want to talk. Talk to you anyway. Go this way first. There's no NPCs, at least not marked on the map. Demons botched the expedition. Got our people killed in the process. They were attacked. Can't blame them for defending themselves. They should never have gone there in the first place. You see how Taliesin died? Yeah, he got turned into ash. Watch your step around here. Oh, so there might be loot down here. An elixir of utility. Raise utility for a few seconds, which is what healing scales off of. I don't know if anything else scales off of it as well. No, no. It's something like the good old days. Mourians were really something then. As far as I'm concerned, we still surpass all the other races. Oop, some more loot. Some moolah. There's nothing here. Quit loitering and move on. Okay. Zarian's been letting his subjects gnaw on him for centuries. That'd drive anyone mad. What does that have to do with anything? Zarian's authority keeps the Fomorians from revolting. Oh, so if he loses it... Bending nature to their will, like it's some kind of toy. Children. All of them. Who, druids? Maybe we should start exporting more gems to the surface. You'd be doing them a favor, I'm sure. So he's not a merchant, he's just a guy with a dialogue box. Now you look like a capable sword. I'm in need of some help. It turns out this is your lucky day. See, I'm a member of the Guild of Smiths, and some of my guildmates have issued a challenge. They tasked me with making an armor piece they claim is impossible for someone in my experience. I aim to prove them wrong. Oh, okay. You bring me the materials, I'll give you the armor when I'm finished. I need star iron from Sirik, who is in the arena of Brigantia, gold steel from the alchemist in Medu. Okay. Once you find all those, bring them back to me. We'll show them the skill I have. If I wasn't reading out loud, I'd have no problem reading that. But since I'm trying to read it out loud and not, you know, jumble up all the words. Any of those items are requested. Star iron, gold steel, and stiffened leather. Okay. That is better. That's the same. I have a decent amount of money. I don't know if it's worth buying anything here quite yet. I have stuff I can sell. Don't know if it's worth selling yet, because I'll get companions. I mean, these weren't very good. I couldn't sell these. And this got outpaced by the staff we found for Amergin. I'm assuming he'll still have that when we find him again. Yeah, I don't want to sell too much. We have a spare Prince's Sword, so we can sell this, since the Prince's Sword is an upgrade to the Banded Sword. And not sorted? It just says unsorted, but it doesn't let me do anything with that option. Okay. Well, let's see what this guy has. Ooh. Here are the Ancients. Advanced Bow, Prince's Sword, which we already have. Straight Great Sword. Dual-wield weapon. As I was saying, these are better. But I currently have equipped. Soul Mower. So are these unique? The Tear of the Ancient sounds unique. Great Golden Staff retaining the strangest orb you've ever seen. Soul Mower. An impressive, perfectly balanced and razor-sharpened piece of shining magic gold. Lament of the Seer. A rippled baton attached to a disturbing gem. Magic crackles all along its surface. Oh, maybe that's not unique. There's two of them. Ah. Alright, I might grab the axe then. And this one looks cooler. I kind of want the face paint too. I don't think we have a helmet equipped, do we? Oh, we have Brawler's face paint, you just don't see it. I should probably toggle that with Y, right? Let me check one thing. Where is it at? I don't know, would it be under gameplay? Yeah, it says show helmets. So I'm a little disappointed it's not showing. It wouldn't show up on the when you created the character either. Now if I chose the Ares or the Dog of Airy mercenary, I could toggle his helmet. I can't toggle this guy's face paint. I just spoke to these guys. What are you? Alright, so the food is cheap. And I know it heals for a ton. I'm gonna pick that up, and I guess the health potions as well. At least a couple of them. Generates Aegis over time to protect you from harm. Your grandmother is right. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that quite yet. I happen to like humans. They're fun. Spontaneous even. They don't like you. Yes, well, unfortunately, they are a bit prejudiced. Jealousy because these guys are immortal. Trust me, this new layout will help our customers find things 10 times faster. Can't even find anything in this mess. Oh, more loot. That's it. I'm going to the Druidic Circle. You're just proving my point for me. Can we go this way? We can. I've had this spear for centuries. Never once had to sharpen the blade. I've had my breastplate for longer than that. Nothing's ever pierced it. Over here having a spear measuring contest. Remember, it's not the size of the spear, it's how you use it. Story leads back to the human world. I just leave? Any fragile humans need to head back home. This is the door to the mortal world. Okay. I guess we just leave if we want. We're not done here yet. So more to explore, more shops to check out. Prices are reasonable. Like, the amount of money we currently have is a good sum until we have to equip an entire party. And food, for being as good of a heal as it is, very cheap. 9 gold for... I don't know how much it healed me for. It was more than a health potion. This wine isn't bad. Might even be worth having to deal with humans for it. I don't know. I don't feel great. Missing string table, entry 1. That's like a fun scroll. So scroll of healing, restores the target's health. That's probably worth buying as well. It's pretty cheap for a heal. Burning dagger. Throw a dagger at a target, burns what it hits. Scroll of wolf? Summon scroll sounds like fun. I have plenty of money. Now I don't know if any character can use a scroll. Probably casters can. And then burning bolt. Use a firebolt at an enemy, oddly warm to the touch. We'll hold off on those. But having a summon and stuff might be handy. The new sword definitely needs something, but there's so many options. Plus I'm trying to buy a little bit of everything just to play around with it as we... Oh, hello there. Mourian symbols. Oh, there was one of those back in what's her face's room. I'll head back there and grab that note. I'm probably not going to read that. I tend not to read codices in games. There's enough to read without reading all the like bestiaries and stuff. So I assume you put these into weapons? I don't think I see a slot. The torque slot. Oh, he's still technically in our party. So I could buy equipment for him. What do he puts in this hand if he can put anything in it? Oh, cool. So can your party be this size? How many people can you have out at one time? What's that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? You have 10 people? Oh man. If you can have 10 guys out at one time, that's gonna be awesome. It's like Dungeon Siege all over again. Except for I think that was only 8. There's been this weird aversion to having larger parties like that in games. What are you? Of course we can't let anyone through. Not even for a quick tour? The Forge is the most sacred site in all the Otherworld. We can't just let anybody walk in. Alright, let's get back. I want to grab that note from the bedroom. I'm pretty sure there's one in the room we woke up in. I saw it and I hovered over it, but I didn't see an indicator, that little exclamation mark that was on this loot up here. And not being nearly thorough enough. I mean, it kind of blends in. Yeah, so here, the burning trinket increases your resistance to fire damage. As a human, we already have resistance to water damage. Change my appearance? That's super lame. Oh. Scroll of Resurrection. Resurrects a target and regenerates a small portion of life. See? I'm glad I came back. So I'm assuming companions can die going forward just in that first section, the tutorial section, since they were all narratively important. They couldn't die. One of the settings was like, oh, companions can't die. I thought this was... I think there was a note here. I guess not. It was just a potion. So I was right. It wasn't nothing to grab. But I did miss some loot. So it wasn't for nothing. That's all that matters. Yeah, try not to spend too much money on equipment when you first get access to markets in games, because you almost always find stuff right out the gate that's better than what you have. I'd rather have an axe than a sword. I'd rather have a hammer than an axe. Alright, we have just these two directions to explore, and then I guess we're done. Back of where I was going. I don't know what's... Sense of direction is off today. Alright, this looks right.
I knew you couldn't resist my persuasive charms for long. Are you certain that joining our cause is what you want?
Oh, yes, of course.
Excellent. That calms my remaining nerves. I always trust you to walk the right path.
This is what I do.
Okay, I think I'd rather go for the ranger. Saying agility is important. How does he scale his damage? It doesn't say agility scales with damage. Maybe it's just the equipment that scales? Yeah, I have no idea. It's a cool helmet. Alright, so it starts a quick shot. Swiftly fire twice at your target. Maybe I should have more perception instead. That'll increase his crit chance. So volley, loose a rain of projectiles hitting an enemy several times. Trinity, fire 3 projectiles in a cone hitting any enemies in your line of fire. Archer's Eye, focus on the weaknesses of your enemies, temporarily increasing your critical chance. Eagle Strike, strike your enemy and retreat to a place of your choosing. Piercing Shot, fire a single careful shot through your target and anything behind it. An Animal Companion, you control an animal companion in combat. The battlefield awareness, you have keen eyes and sharp hearing. Your perception is higher than most people's. Let's get the animal companion. Get a panther? This bow is worse, so I can probably sell that next chance I get. More money? I'm sorry, what? I said I know a guy. He can get us into the underworld. To buy fomorians. To hire them as servants. That seems like an extraordinarily bad idea. I do want to get back up here and make sure I didn't miss any loot, because I didn't walk around the fountain. I wasn't super thorough around the edges. Did I talk to these guys? I don't think so. It's not fair. She deserved to be exiled. I don't like it either, Kendra, but it's the law. We did talk to these guys. Remember that. Alright. Do once more around the outskirts of the square. Look for loot. Some of it can be a little hard to spot. Like, it's not quite as eye-catching as I would hope. Alright, I don't see any more. Guess we're gonna head this way. Double check our quests. So we have this side quest. This is complete. Can I hide completed quests? To my knowledge, we're supposed to go this way. Fort Meadow also leads us out. I don't know. Well, it seems like we can go whichever way we want. I'll it is a wrong answer, but I think the game told us to go this way. So we'll start here. I'm assuming there won't be combat till we find Amergin, because he's currently in our party. Is that blood? Alright, let's quick save before we enter this. What? There we go.
We call our part of this realm the Otherworld, but Mourians call this the underworld. I can't say I blame them. It's not great. Like I told you before, the Fomorians once ruled Ireland, but then they partnered with Lugh, became too dangerous, and were conquered by the Tuatha in order to preserve the safety of the rest of the world. They were banished here, and have been rotting in this hole ever since.
Hey, visitors! Fancy visitors. I like your dress.
And you are?
I'm Delba, youngest daughter of King Zerion. Certified underworld tour guide.
You're a what now?
Tour guide. For all the people who come here to learn about the Fomorian culture and way of life.
I was expecting something a little more hostile. Do you get many visitors?
Nope. You're my first ones. I'm so happy you're here. I promise to be very thorough.
Sure, thank you. How long have you been doing this?
Not too long at all, about 12 years.
Have you seen Amergin?
The angry druid guy. Yeah, he's fighting with my dad again. I tried to give him a tour, and he told me to shut up.
What an asshole, right? Right?
The absolute worst.
Darling, I think we're gonna get along just fine.
Why does this place smell so bad?
Probably all the cannibalism. Let me try that again. There's a lot of rotting flesh around due to how we rip off limbs and eat them sometimes.
Alright, no more questions.
Well, shit. Looks like the tiny druid guy pissed off my dad.
You mean Amergin?
Yes,
He is tiny, isn't he?
the tiniest.
I think you better take us to our friend now.
Oh no.
Alright, I was hoping to be able to talk to him before I forget to do so. Let's just take a peek back here. I don't see the guy sitting right there. I can't talk to him. Make sure there's no loot back here that the game made me miss. I don't see anything. Alright, that's probably a good place to call it. And in the next episode, we'll go through the Otherworld or the Underworld, depending on who you ask, and go meet Delva's father. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.